And well, we've also got a big surprise for you, everyone as well tonight. We got a double helping of I'm not on about double either. I'm on about we got 2 races tonight, so a double helping yeah, we got a double helping of IRC tonight. Ooh, I'll get my words out in a minute. As you can see, and you can tell then that I always start off bad because I'm always trying to get this stream, share the stream. You'd think I'd be used to it by now, wouldn't you? But nope. still can't get it to go. Anyway, yeah. So I just shared a link to the groups of both IRC, of both Super and the Elite, as we like the Elite drivers to join as well. Of course, the Elite League last night finished off in beautiful style in Abu Dhabi under the lights. It was a really good race, wasn't it, between Vanquish, between Slim, and also between Carton. Absolutely outstanding that was, wasn't it? A 3-car battle at the top of the standings, which is really what you want, isn't it, to end off the Elite League. The Elite League has been first in its first season, and overall, I think it's been a very good success. There's several races that have been absolutely outstanding. So we'll make that long continue as well. Of course, we do have our champion of season 5 prize, Kumquat, who's of course the winner of the season, has been absolutely outstanding. And of course, Slim, who is graduated from the midfield and has flown right up to the sharp end of the field. That's incredible stuff, isn't it? So it's great to see. This shows that Slim has really shown how much Blaz has really showed how much hard work you can put into this game and a really prosperous. So well done to Blaz. He's thoroughly deserved it this year. He's had an absolutely outstanding season in terms of consistency. Been very good stuff. But of course, Kumquat there, who was season 5 champion, as much as Blaz has been amazing consistently, Kumquat has just had the pure speed, hasn't he? So I think that's the one thing which eluded Blaz this year. But it's definitely been an amazing season. Anyway, so yeah, let's get into what is happening tonight then, as we're getting the countdown on. Firstly, we're in Brazil then for Sao Paulo. It's 2.6 miles long, and we've got 15 turns. Super soft and medium tires are the choice of tires, and what we got then. So for Brazil then, we have short quali, so that's 18 minutes. So basically it's just a Q1 and then just about Q2 and Q3. So strategy is straight off the bat here. Of course, then in Abu Dhabi, we will have a reverse grid from Brazil, unless you retire. And if you retire, you have to go to the back of the grid and start from the back of the grid, unfortunately. So yes, as we're just about to get ready, so this is going to be an awesome night of racing. It's a bit of a celebration of the of how good season 5 has been, and has been a really good first season, as well as first season that I've been a part of, and I've really enjoyed it. As we're taking a look at the scenery here, you can see the center S's there just on the screen there. So yeah, the first full season I've been a part of, and gosh, we got heavy rain then in the qualifying, and wow, what a way to start this off. This is oh dear. So this is not looking too good for the none of these drivers usually practice in the wet, and that is absolutely bucking it down. And wow, so we haven't had a full quali session in the rain for a very long time, have we? That is, I can't remember the last time we had one. As we're just now on the pit lane here, and as we await for the first car to come out. I believe it should be the pink car, Force India. Of course, tonight will be the last night that we'll be calling them Force India before they go to be in the actual racing point. As you can see them, so we've got Prize then, who is coming out of the pits now. Here he is, the season 5 world champion for Super, before he goes up to the Elite. Had an absolutely stunning season, hasn't he, Prize has. And we're going to follow him around then in this Interlagos track. And whilst that's happening, let's just go over a few of the stats for this year, shall we, for for Price, because it has been an absolutely outstanding season. Look at the rain now. I'm surprised it's the intermediate tyres. I thought it would be the full wets. We've got a yellow flag, and Dave Shaw is already out already. Oh, it's gone. It's into the perilous turn at 6 there, and that is very this track can be very deadly as we're staying on board with a Price, and so that's a big shame, that is. Yeah, we're talking about Dave smashing the middle, but Price then has had how many wins has he had this year? He's had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 wins this season. That is just phenomenal, hasn't it? Of course, at the beginning of the season, he had a couple of DNFs really. Some of them in Australia, he was a bit unlucky. I think Azerbaijan, he was in the wrong place at the wrong time as well. But 9 wins in 8. We're only on round 18, aren't we? So he's won almost. Well, he's won over half. So absolutely outstanding stuff here from Price Kumquat, the super champion. And remember as well, this is his rookie year. So that just goes to show how he is just like a duck to water in this league, and I reckon he will be the same in the elite league as well. So I thought it was quite apt really, considering the fact of how wet it is out there. So the guys are coming out quite quickly. As I think this might be the best of the track conditions, to be honest, because it's absolutely bucking it down out there at the moment. We've got 15 minutes to go. Remember, we have got a short qualifying session, so that's the tyre strategy out the window. We've got a yellow flag, and Snap is out as well, so we've lost 2 cars already. Dave Shaw is out, and also Snap is out as well, so that's 2, and that's a big shame, that is. We're just on board then with Kumquat there. So yeah, he will be stepping up to the elite next season, as will Blaz. So yeah, so huge congratulations there to Nosey. Of course, so absolutely, of course, he was one of the newbies at the beginning here, but yeah, he's just been phenomenal, hasn't he? Really. You can see the rain is getting heavier and heavier now. So here comes Nosey then. So Price Kumquat. Kumquat is going to be the first one across the line. Remember, no DRS at the moment because no DRS. He hugs the line and he goes fastest at the moment of 1:19.1. So good time there. As you can see, currently looking at the centre rest there, you can see it's a proper waterfall out there. Physico goes second fastest on a 1:15.5 in the Williams. Now someone going to see the Martini livery in Formula 1 tonight here in the IRC, which is a big shame really, because it's one of the nicest cars, isn't it? Asdog in the Haas goes third fastest. Of course, Haas has a new sponsor for next season, don't they, of Rich Energy. Let's admit, it's one of the best cars on the grid, looking cars on the grid in my opinion. I absolutely love it. The black and gold. Oh, and Asdog just about keeps out of the wall there. Great reaction there. Beautiful stuff there from Asdog in the Haas. So we're just on board with Matt now. We've got Steve who goes 4th fastest, and Hunter goes into second. Goes second as well. Jonathan has left the session, unfortunately. So I'm not. I don't think he got in time. Gorilla goes 4th fastest, looking very strong in this stage. As is Double. So well done to Double in the Sauber, of course, as we said as well. So we've got Force India who are changing their name. And we've also got Sauber changing their name as well. And we've lost Sven is out, so that's both Red Bulls and a Toro Rosso. Physico is out as well. Oh dear, they're dropping like flies at the moment, aren't they? So this is what about Matt then? Matt comes across the line. He goes 8th fast at the moment on the 24. This rain conditions are not very treacherous out there at the moment, isn't it? It's as there is a cut. Oh blimey, yeah, similar to place where Physicella to where Massa came off as well. There's and here comes Harry now coming across the line now, as that's not bad. Someone else was out there one. Here comes Blaz, and of course he's also getting promoted as well. Not that bad then, surely then, because he's third in the championship at the moment. He must be considered the favourite for next season. But yeah, just because you are the favourite. Oh, and Blaz somehow keeps it on the straight and narrow there. Somehow is still in this qualifying session. Blimey, he was dicing with fate there, wasn't he, Blaz was? But absolutely good car control. Oh, well, mate, with car control, and we've also lost Gorilla as well. My gosh. I did say this was a bit of fun tonight, but blimey, they're throwing caution to the wind in this first race of 2 tonight. So We've got a long old session ahead of us, and Penny's out as well. So we have lost Snap, we have lost Sven, we have lost Penny, we have also lost Dave and Gorilla and Physico. As we're just watching Snap and powering up the hill. We've got a bit of sun breaking through now. Oh my gosh, look at that, look at that. Somehow he's kept on the straight and narrow there, but the car is wiggling back and forward, and Snap goes fast at the moment. So Snap is usually considered a rainmaster, isn't he? As I think Asdog has just gone up to third. Asdog looking good in these conditions, isn't he? I was surprised at the intermediate tires on, because I think that this was almost a full wet track. Jonathan Cox is in the session. I missed that he come in there. So of course Jonathan has been a very oh, and Asdog's out as well. So we're losing them like well, I don't know. Just been, and Steve goes fastest now. Steve is going fast on the 118.8 there in the McLaren, and of course the driver duel happened earlier. I think it was last week, wasn't it? Now, of course. So all the guys know their teammates, know what car they're driving for next season. They're just on board then with Steve. We're looking back on the rear wing. Of course, that DRS is not going to be activated in these conditions. These conditions are atrocious, isn't it? I think we had really bad conditions here in qualifying 2009, I think it was. That was a long old qualifying as well. Of course, luckily for us, the qualifying don't get delayed on here. So yeah, we won't be sitting around for hours on end. So of course that day the championship rivals, Button was down in 15th, I think, and Vettel was in 15th, whilst Button was 16th, I believe, on that day. So and I think Barrichello was on pole, wasn't he, showing his class in the wet again. Barrichello, unfortunately, all went wrong for him in the race, and that's when Button won the title. A very good championship showdown that was. Obviously you can't match the 2008 championship, can it? Championship finale here, absolutely stunning stuff. I think obviously I'm a Lewis Hamilton fan. No, back then I was absolutely buzzing, and just watching Blas now coming down the lake descent here, and you can see this is where Dave went off, and Blas was very close to joining them there. Jonathan hasn't returned yet, as of course he is at the moment he will start 14th, even though he has to set a time, and Blas there almost looking very leery there, and not looking too was looking very out of control there. You can see the slot in the back end then, and Jonathan has returned then, so we've got 9 minutes to get out there instead of time, into the horseshoe now, and here we come then down to Magulio. Was it Magulio? No, Magulio, isn't it? The dive. And before we go into Yunkao, as this is called the junction basically, Raikkonen decided to take a trip, didn't he, on the outside there. That's what we get from the little track walk. One of the funniest things you'll ever see in 2012, I think it was, Brazil. That amazing race as well. That was rain affected then. There's Kumquat goes fast on 118.4 at the moment. Good time there from Kumquat. Or Blas, is he going to match his championship rival? He's a tenth slow at the moment, Blas is. You expect the track to go a bit quicker. You expect you to go quicker and quicker in this session. Roscoe is now coming into the pits. I thought he was coming out. It does hurt, doesn't it? Look at that, turn 3. That was perilous. Back in 2003, wasn't it? We had a car park, didn't we? The most expensive car park back in 2003. Wrecked Formula 1 cars. Schumacher was in there, Montoya was in there, Pitsonia was in there, Jenson Button was in there, all sorts in there. Of course, one of the better races in modern F1 times, isn't it? He's back on board with Blas, and he's fighting the car at the moment. We're now on board with the Williams driver, Birds, and now he is in the second sector, very technical sector, second sector. So look at it. There's been a lot of rumours about Rio replacing Interlagos in 2021 or 2020. I think it's 2021 actually. Now to the horseshoe. I'll be too honest. I know that it's a bit of a dangerous area, isn't it, around Sao Paulo? We've heard a lot of things go on in Sao Paulo. And unfortunately, I've just read that Jonathan can't get back in his car. I hope he can soon, because we'd like to see him out there. As now he's bowling up the hill then, so you need a good slingshot out here. Remember, Grosjean crashed his car, and Blas has now gone to an 18-1 there, so typical how he decide not to watch him. He goes faster. What about Burgess then? He goes, he's on a 19, he's gone quicker than what he did before, but he is 5th fastest at the moment. Hunter then, so Hunter's usually pretty good in these conditions, so what can he do then? Of course, a great drive in Canada, so he is just starting his time now, where he got double in the pits. Oh, and Blas, who's just set a time, is that turn 3? I think that might be turn 3 there. He's looking a bit well, he's now wingless, so a good job he is in a car sponsored by Red Bull. And yeah, that is turn 3, so he lost it coming out of the centre S's there, and now he's got no front wing, so he's going to have to come back to the pit. He's fast at the moment, he's 3/10 in front of Kumquat, as Kumquat does say that he struggles in the wet, but I think that, I'm not sure if he's bluffing or not, because he had that, whoa, and Blazer just decided to, well, he doesn't need a road, does he? So Blazer just trying to recover at the moment. Let's take a look to see who else is out there. Hunter is out there at the moment. He's in the horseshoe now, as Jonathan is just coming from the stream that he's got connection problems. That's a big shame now for Jonathan. Hopefully he can get back in the car now. He is back in the car. So it looks like he's on an outlap. Now here's Hunter now coming to Moon Cow then, so all we've got to do is power up the hill. Usually in the dry this is easy flat, but in these conditions down there it's a bit perilous. You can see, look at this, as Hunter's making a couple of corrections up there, and then it's the pit lane on the left there, but he's going to go straight on. What's he having? He's looking at a time, and he's on 5th fast at the moment, Hunter has, and he is on the 3rd row of the grid. As Mr. Murphy, of course, the regular Mercedes driver, is not in this session tonight, but he has said, well, he seems very shocked by the weather conditions here in Brazil. We're just on board with Jonathan now. I detect a bit of sarcasm in there. Jonathan now coming into the centre SSN, and you can see then this is his first attempt now, because unfortunately he's been struggling to get into his car, and now he's in turn 3. Beautifully done there. So he's coming down the back straight now into the late descent, as taking it very cautious in the course as the opening lap. But remember, we have lost Dave. Definitely sarcasm. We've lost Dave, we've lost Penny, we've lost Sven, and we've lost Snap. And we've also lost, so those are the guys who haven't set a time yet. Jonathan's also not set a time as well, but he is, and Double's out, and unfortunately Double is out in sector 2. Oh, that's a shame for Double, but he is in the 11th position at the moment. And so he is always in the midfield, so he might be happy with that. He's only going to drop down to maximum 13th position at this stage. And Jonathan now coming into Magulo now to dive. Now coming out of Young Cow now, and coming up. You see there we've got a bit of sunshine there, trying to break through these awful rain clouds here. As Jonathan there just about keeping inside the tram lines, basically is, because that's the more drier part of the circuit. And what's he doing? He comes across the line. There's a 1:19.4 there, but he's invalidated his time, so he has to go again. And just watching Matt now, who's coming into Young Cow, so he's about to finish this up. He's 8th at the moment, Matt is, and you can see that it's not raining as hard as it was before, was it? So now he's now then, will the times improve? I think he will improve, but you still got to be careful because it's very perilous around here. 3 3/4 minutes to go. Matt goes up to 6th position at the moment. Not that bad is out there. We've got Kumquat who's decided to have another go. Hunter's gone up to 2nd position now at the moment. So Hunter is now for the 2nd position. Who else is out there? We've got whoa, Kumquat there on the wrong part of town there. Not that bad is coming into the final part of the lap now. He's coming up to the dive. Magulio, I think it is, or Magulo. I think it's Magulio, isn't it? Now he's coming up to Young Cow now as the Renault driver. The Soul Renault driver. Of course, that broke Gorilla. Of course, they came to blows, didn't they, back in Singapore, didn't they? Broke Gorilla and not that bad. I'm not stirring the pot. And now what's he going to do? He's looking a good time here. That's fastest time. He's on a 1:17.6. This might be the last man over the line here. As Kumquat is on a lap, but what about Steve? I think Steve's just about to start lap. Bilton's on a lap. He's 3/10 quicker at the moment. Roscoe is also on a lap as well. Jonathan is half a second quicker, and he goes 5th fastest, so he's right in the mix now. Jonathan is. Here comes Kumquat there. He is slowing down at the moment, so we're going to stay with Matt. He's 3/10 up in the 2nd sector. Car 4, and now is powering up the hill. Then you can see he's also staying in Goki. You see the darker part of the tarmac here, so not the shiny wet stuff, it's the darker part of the tarmac you need to keep in. So it is Matt has more grip, but Matt goes, he stays 7th for the moment. So he's struggling to slow it down there, but he did in the end. Who else is out there? Let's take a look, because they're coming thick and fast now. Hunter is back in the pits. He's getting some fresh tires on, and he's going to have another crack at this. If you want fresh tires, then you need to start to think about coming in the pits now. Roscoe is now on a lap. He has done a 1:20, a 1:25. He might need to go quick now. Here comes the Williams driver now powering up the hill. not too much. You can see that in the wet, you can see the telemetry down in the bottom right hand corner is that you see that the earth bar is quite full, because you don't really want earths on around this, and he is now within a tenth of Matt at the moment. You don't want too much earths, do you? Because that would cause wheel spin, which is not what you want, is it, around here? And just watching Kumquat now, of course, he was poles there, of course, the championship winner of Super Season 5. And yeah, so we're looking forward to see how he does in the Elite League. Steve's just gone at second fast at the moment in the McLaren. Roscoe's out there as well. He hasn't put a representative time in there just yet, I don't believe. He's had a couple of ventures, I think. So here comes a lovely camera shot here, and Kumquat now coming up. He's got a car in front of him that shouldn't hinder him. So he comes across one. He's done the 17 now. That's pole position so far. 1:17.4. 2 tenths of a second quicker at the moment. Here comes Roscoe in the McLaren. Got yellow flag in sector 2. That's Steve's out. He was in third position. Oh, big blow for Steve. We're on board with his teammate Roscoe. He is looking for a 19 here, and he's gone up to 8 fast as well. Hunter's also retired from the session. And then we got just three quarters of a minute to go. We got yellow flags all over the place now. Jonathan has called it a day, so he's 6th at the moment. Well, Blas is now going to have another crack at this now. So remember, they can't. And Roscoe is, whoa, that's don't know who that is, facing the wrong way there. But that is certainly not a safe place to park. It's Hunter. It is Hunter. So Hunter is out. Blas is out as well. So we've got 17 seconds left. Then you can finish your stop free. So not a bad now. Goes up into second position. He is looking at 100th of a second between himself and Kumquat. As of course, so not a bad. Really wants to be. Sorry, it's a championship favourite for next season, doesn't he? Well, yellow flag in sector 2. Not a bad. Is cruising now. So I think that that's going to be it. Kumquat then is still on pole position at the moment. This is a great qualifying session. Matt, they're going very wide. And you can see now Kumquat's got a bit of slipstream. Oh my gosh! And oh my gosh! And Kumquat still gets a 16.9, and he goes through Matt. Blimey! Well, that certainly would have woke Kumquat on board now with Harry. Harry Burgess, as he is now on the in the Williams, and he is a couple of tenths behind Roscoe at the moment. But he's the last man out there who can upset the apple cart. He's a second up here in the second sector, coming out of Young Cow now, powering up the hill again. And so if he's a second up, that means he's going to jump up several positions here. Not the bad is also retired as well. So this is the last man then to set a time here, as the weather didn't really increase. Look at it, he's hugging the line, and he's gone up to third. That's a brilliant time, absolutely stunning. He is on the second row of the grid. What a cracking qualifying. That was absolutely amazing towards the end there, wasn't it? Of course, as I get XP, I love it. And so now, to be honest, that's the most XP I've ever got online, is usually when I'm just spectating. Let's take a look at the grid then. So everyone is on the intermediate tyres, but only 13 cars qualified out of the 17 that actually participated in this qualifying session. As there is a couple of few well done, Harry. Yes, definitely. That was an absolutely outstanding time from Harry there. He was second, and he was almost a second and a third up, wasn't he, in the second sector? It was absolutely a stunning lap. Steve in 4th position there, also a good time there from him. So Hunter, of course, will be disappointed to be down in 6th position. And yeah, so here we go then. That's a very good grid then. Remember, this is the first of 2 races. So yeah, and if you have a DNF, you're going to also suffer in the second race. So it's very similar to Formula 2. Then, if anyone watches Formula 2, then you will know. What we mean by this. But yeah, it'd be a reverse grid, as there. I just seen a Ferrari disappear there. I was a bit concerned, but I think they're just going on the grid. Yeah. So basically, what will happen now then? If you retire, you have to start from the back of the grid for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Otherwise, then if you finish, then your positions get reversed. So we're just getting ready now. So remember, this is a dry race, so they can pick the tyres what they wanted to start on. Super soft and medium tyres are their choice. You could pick the inters and full wets if you really want to, but I don't think they'll be very good in these conditions, as they were a minute ago in qualifying. So here we go then. I don't think I have a formation that, do we? So I didn't really go for the grid, so apologies about that. Here we go then. 5 sets of lights on. We're going to be racing in Brazil, and we are. drive-through penalty. We've already got a drive-through penalty for double, and we have a drive-through penalty for someone else as well. So, oh my gosh, is there a McLaren in the wall there? I think there was. As we're coming down to turn one, then Kumquat takes the lead, and not that bad a second. And we got a lot of debris. There's a lot of debris going off there. Kumquat is what the hell spun in there, and we got oh, it's Dave and Sven. The two Red Bulls have gone into each other. Oh no, that's a terrible start for the Red Bull team, but they have to keep going because remember this is not just the first race, the second race as well. Blast is up in the second, third position is Price, fourth is Steven Hunter is now up into sixth position. We got a couple of guys are going wide there. We've had some awful accidents there, haven't we, in the past? As Dog is now on the inside. Roscoe has damaged his front wing. That's probably where we've seen a lot of debris go. Physico is now in front as well. Got a yellow flag in sector 2, and oh no, and broke Gorilla there. Going very wide there, and he's come back on the track. I think he's trying to visit Alonso there. Double is ghosting, so not sure what's happened to Double there. Hopefully he'll be back in a minute. Dave is crawling it back to the pit, as is Sven, as we're coming to complete lap one. Then not a bad lead. So the Blast second, third position is Prize Kumquat. They power up the hill. We've also got a couple of oh my gosh, and Harry is gone off the track, and he is out of the. That's an unusual place to crash for Harry. As we're just on board Sven then, where he's on the outside there. That's don't really take. Oh, and Blast at the inside. Bumps not that bad boy, not a bad state on the inside then, and now Blaz rewards got some overtaking behind, but we're going to stick with this at the moment because Blaz on the inside, he takes the lead of the Brazilian Grand Prix, but are they coming down to late descent then, as what's he going to do? So Harry's going to be starting 17th, oh, and Kumquat there as well, Matt up to 4th, Asdog 5th, Hunter is in 6th position, Moni does a switchback, that's cracking stuff there from Hunter. Asdog is not giving up though, he's like, oh, and Hunter's in the wall, Hunter is in the wall, and he's out. That is 2 retirements already. The Williams and Harry is both out of the race. Double's in the pits and he's out now, but he's still ghosted at the moment. Here comes Jonathan out of the pits as well. As his physical broke, Sven, Roscoe, and Dave, unfortunately, being it's been very unlucky. Not about it. Now the second position then. So wow, let's take stock then. So we're on lap 2. Race order: Blast leads. Second position is not that bad. Third is Kumquat. Fourth, Matt up 4 positions. Good stuff. 5th position is Asdog up 5 positions. Amazing stuff. Harry has left the session. Hopefully be back soon. 6th position is a Penny. Who's not. We got a yellow flag somewhere. Where they just deceiving me. I think they are. As we've got 3 retirements then, but yeah, we got a Penny in 6th position. He's up 9 places. Snap is up 10 positions. Amazing stuff there. As and 5 positions back is Double. We've got, and then unfortunately Steve's dropped down 3. Roscoe's dropped down 4 as well then. So here we go then. So the tyre choices then at the moment then. So it's all gone up in the air now. Blaz is on soft tyres. Oh, we've got a yellow flag. That's Dave Shaw who's out of the race. So unfortunately for Dave, he's not having a great return in the last couple of races. He's really struggled, and Blaz is now then we got 36 laps around this Interlagos circuit. Price is dropping back slightly. So as we're now getting into where it's starting to get stable now. Double is not in the race at the moment. Maybe he's just chillaxing for a bit, whilst all the anarchy just goes around him. But CEO is just going in front of now. But Roscoe is a 10th, well, 8/10 back at the moment. From we have got very close company now because not the bad is on the outside of Blaz going into the centre. As Blaz he's going for it. He's on a look, but not that bad. Great overtaking move, absolutely quality stuff from not that bad. But Blaz is now going up DRS now. But look at him, he's just pushing him. Oh my gosh, getting very close there. And now Blaz has the DRS. There's a lovely shot of the DRS there. But we want to see forward, and not that bad. It's dropped down, and he's going for the switchback there. Ooh, very close indeed. Of course, Hunter just went to the wall there. It was very unusual. Crashes on the inside there. So now they're coming up into turn 7 at the moment. We've seen Matt in the background there. He's looking very good at the moment. As absolutely outstanding stuff from all these guys out there. Physico is just got in front of Broke, and Dave has left the session as well. That's such a shame. And these guys out already. And remember, so the back of the grid is going to look like this for the next session. Abu Dhabi, of course, is coming up straight after this race. So no respite then, no rest of the weary for any of these guys. So well, apart from the guys that are out then. So 17th on the grid will be Burgess. That is such a shame because he was up in 3rd position as well. So hopefully we'll see what happens. Hunter will be 16th on the grid. Sven is 15th and Dave is 14th at the moment now. And of course, if they think they are, this is, to be honest, this is one of the Asdog's in the pits. There's a yellow flag out there at the moment. That's why I went a bit quiet, because I can't do two things at once. But let's go back to the battle for the lead. And not that bad. It's really on it today. He's going up the inside of the leg just and he takes. No, he doesn't. Blast hangs on the outside. Cracking stuff. Absolutely cracking. Asdog is going to the super soft tires then. And now they're coming up to turn 7. Then he's going out. Oh, this is going to be very dangerous in here. Of course, Hamilton crashed his car in qualifying in 2017, didn't he? And now then, see then coming into the second section. Now this is not really a place where you overtake much. 5/10. So Kreitz is really struggling tonight, isn't he? Kunkwat, of course, the championship winner of season 5, Super, and yeah, I don't know. I think that he might. So I'm wondering if he's struggling on this circuit. Yeah, it'd be interesting. When we talk as now, Jonathan is now up into 9th position. Double is 10th at the moment. We hope that Double gets back in this race because and Gorilla there, I'm going rallying there. So whoa, very close at Gorilla. So come to complete lap 6. We've got 20 laps to go. No, we haven't. Ignore me. And now come down to turn. Matt is up the inside. No, he's through. I'm lying because Kunkwat's in the pits already. So he's changing the nose. There's a problem with the nose, and that's why the Force India is slow. And he's changing the nose. He's got on the medium tires. Is that going to get him to the end of this race? Wow, that's really compromised. That's really compromised Kunkwat. And so yeah, we was listening to his achievements earlier on. 9 wins this season so far. Is he going to get a 10th? I don't think he will at this stage of the race. He needs to start to think about putting his toe down at the moment. Wow. So just watching, just having a look at that. This is the Renault of Broke Grill here. Lovely aerial shot here at the moment. Then as Roscoe and Fizzico are quite close together, but not as close as these two at the moment. As you can see coming on the dive there and coming up to Young Cow at the moment, and you can see the debris there of the Williams. As we'd like to see what happened with Harry there, because that's an unusual place to crash, isn't it? Usually you crash just before then the dive there, where you try and correct an oversteer and you usually go back on yourself and into the wall. So then DRS enable then both these guys on the soft tyres. Matt is on the super soft tyres and is lighting up the track at the moment. He is 2 seconds away. Asdog is now starting to make a comeback as well. He's coming at the back of Stio at the moment. He's powering up the hill then. He's now in a DRS range there. He is Asdog, it looks a lot quicker there. He ain't using too much ERS at the moment. Whoa! And Stio goes very wide there, and Asdog takes the 8th position there, but I'm not sure if Stio had a bit of a problem there. Of course, you can see he's back now, so the position change has happened, and Stio has dropped down to 8th position at this time. What else is that? Roscoe is close to Steve, but not close enough. But the battle for the lead is still raging on. We've got yellow flag in sector 3 because Roscoe, just as we was watching him, is gone. And where has he gone? Oh, he's in the wall there. So that's very interesting place of where he's crashed there. I wonder if he hit the pit entrance there. Gorilla's now put the 12th position there, and you can see them got a yellow flag here. So this is going to hinder, not that bad. But he has the yellow flag, but he doesn't. Well, okay, never mind. Jordan's so yellow flags, really, yeah, he's got a yellow car, hasn't he? So yeah, it's not that bad. Overtook under a yellow flag there, but I suppose they might have to look at that again. But I thought he overtook under yellow there, but he might have just got to the green there. Blaz is now in second position. Not that bad, has had the legs over both Kunkwat and Blaz at the moment, and this man is really setting down a marker for next season. Remember, season 6 will begin in a couple of weeks' time on the new 2019 game, and of course we're all looking forward to that, and really looking forward to all the new features on there as well. It's yeah, really buzzing about this. So remember, these guys, this will be the last time these guys play on 2018 unless they want to go down memory lane. I'm sure not a lot of them will, to be honest. So there's been some difficult moments on this game, hasn't there? Especially recently. We've got no real flag in sector 3, and Broke Gorilla is out of the race as well. And well, they're all dropping like flies at the moment here in Brazil. And of course this is no score. Oh my gosh, he is just coming up the hill there. So Broke Gorilla must have, I'm not sure if he got a bit tail happy or what, but that is a big blow there from Gorilla, because he'll be starting 12th, so he's in the midfield, but he could have got some points today, and if he stayed where he was, he would have been on pole position for the next race in Abu Dhabi. You can see then Blatz is really hanging on at the moment. Whereas Kunkwat at the moment, he's 3 seconds behind Snap, who's up in the 5th. Well done to Snap, then really showing good performance here today, isn't he? is in the 5th position, so looking good up there as well. Snappy to 11 seconds back from Penny, who's having an equally impressive performance. A good end to the season from Penny, and of course he was a part of the draw with Matt, wasn't he? I think it was last week. I don't know, it's been a long old week, but yeah. Of course, remember then that will be on the Facebook. I'll be on IRC's Facebook channel. And if you want to see the teams, the list of teams and drivers, then just go to that Facebook page and watch the draw again, because that'll be there. Yeah. So they've now come down to Magulio in the dive end. So at the moment, then Jonathan is now all at the back of Steve. I wonder if Steve's got a bit of a problem at the moment. He's really struggling in this phase of race. Well, he's on the medium tyres. Jonathan is on the soft compound tyre. We're on board with him now in the Mercedes. Of course, taking over from Dan Murphy tonight. Dan couldn't drive tonight, but he is watching us on the stream, and he has been putting his 2 pennies worth in, or 2 pence worth in, or however you say it. And he's also just asked, where's Dave's racecraft gone? Well, of course, to be honest though, if you do, I must admit, because Dave did have a long gap, didn't he, of halfway through the season where he missed several races. So, and I must admit, when I tried drawing on one the other week, I was nowhere. And to be honest, I didn't even take half it, but I did get Dave's a lot more skill than I am. And Snap is now behind the prize, and he's also got 3-second penalties for his worth, and prize up in the 5th position now. Then, as Matt is in 3rd position. So that's our podium place at the moment. So the soft tyres then of not that bad and Blaz. So what is the strategy going to be? They're going to go on the soft to medium, or are they going to try? Or they're going to try an alternative strategy? Matt might have to. Well, Matt's on the super soft tyres. So what's he going to do? Is he going to go for a 2 soft and go for super soft? I can't wait next year where she's going to be soft, medium, and hard at all places. I must say, I might miss the colours though. And now they're coming across the line, and Blaz is being dropped here by Not That Bad. Now Not That Bad is really starting to put his toe down, as Dog is now behind Snap. Snap is Snap has done an awesome job so far, hasn't he? So hopefully he keeps going. Same with Penny as well. Good to see both them guys up there, really taking the fight to the front runners tonight. As my headset's going. I think I'm already sweaty and I've already done one race. Well, blimey. And now then, because it's DRSM for us, so this is the closest battle on track at the moment. We've got 11 cars out. Oh, getting on the grass are Asdog, and you can see then that's put him off the optimal line there, going into the center S's, and coming into turn 3 then. So back on board with Asdog at the moment in the half. Of course, then that's another car that we'll have the same name next year, but we'll definitely have a different livery, won't they? And of course, when with Rich Energy, Snap is on the wrong part of the track there, and that's unfortunate for Snap. He went a bit too wide there out of turn 6. Dropped down to 7th position. Those medium tyres might be struggling at the moment. Well, they're under 10 laps, but I wonder if it might be the tyre temperature, and they're not in the right window. These Pirellis can be very, very picky, can't they, about the optimal temperature and how they yeah, if you just drop them out of optimal temperature for a slight moment, then it's very hard to get back, isn't it? On board now with Jonathan. Into the pits comes Matt, so he's gone on the soft compound tyre. There he is, he's coming out the pits now. Penny is coming through, he's already on the soft tyre. So Matt is now coming out the pits. It's a very tricky exit here in Brazil. You have to be careful, and to be honest, it was a lot better than what the pit lane used to be back in 97 and 98. One of the worst pit ends you'll ever see, especially on the 97 and 98 game. Luckily, the damage model wasn't actually as brutal as this game. As Stigo is now up, and the Snap is gone. He's dropped down to 9th position now. He's really showing those medium tyres. Those medium tyres have looks like they've gone. Looks like they've just gone out the optimal window here. We're just on board now with Jonathan, and in front of us we have got Steve, and in front of us we've got Asdog. Asdog is in front now of Steve. I think it was anyway, actually, wasn't it? But you can see we've got a bit of a queue now to start. We've got a bit of a formation starting here. Hopefully, I'm not sure if Double's rejoined yet, or if he's just sitting back and enjoying the race. John, I suppose you would start. We'd probably have to start from near the back anyway, because he's not racing, is he? But hopefully we'll get Double in here in a second. Of course, Mr. Consistent, isn't he? Double is. He always drags the car to the end, doesn't he? So he's very much one of those stubborn drivers, which is awesome. See, another man who used to drag the car from thick and thing was Gilles Villeneuve, wasn't it? some of the amazing pictures you see in the 80s there, where he had a wheel hanging off, didn't he? Absolutely amazing stuff. I think that was in Holland, wasn't it? In the Dutch Grand Prix. Of course, and also you can never forget that amazing battle with René Arnoux in the French Grand Prix. Which was, I remember just watched that clip of just, I think it's 3-4 laps of them battling for second. That is proper racing, wasn't it? It was awesome to see, and there was banging wheels and everything. Awesome. Anyway, going back to the modern day. Of course, in the modern day, you you might get penalties for just sneezing at the moment. See, I might get a penalty for coughing as well if the FIA was involved. And anyway, now coming back then to these battle for in the midfield at the moment. So Jonathan then who joined slightly later, so he didn't have as much time as the other drivers to get themselves sorted in qualifying. Blas is now starting to equal the gap between not that bad between himself and not that bad. That's about first and second. Penny is 20 seconds back in third position. Matt is on the fresh soft tyres is in fourth. Kumquat is on the medium tyres in fifth. As on the super soft tyres in sixth position. Then we got Stedio in seventh. Jonathan is in eighth position. Medium tyres for Stedio. Soft tyres for Jonathan. Snap is in ninth position. Double is in 10th, and Physico in 11th. Retirement so far, we've lost Broke, we have lost Roscoe, we've lost Dave, we've lost Sven, 3 second penalty there for Jonathan, we've lost Sven, we've lost Hunter, and we've also lost Birds as well then. Is not that bad. Is there. Oh my gosh. I don't know, it's been yeah, you have to bear me, folks. Blimey. Well, you have to bear me every week, don't you? Anyway, then, just on board them and not that, but I was getting really concerned then for some reason. My brain just couldn't, because I thought Snap was Blas, and I was trying to wonder where not that bad had gone. But anyway, you can see that now Blas is outside of the DRS zone here at the moment. Not that bad has got the bit between his teeth here. He's looking very strong, isn't he? Not that bad, I think, has won one race earlier on this season, and that's a Williams comes out the pit, so that's a Physico. He is on the medium tyres now and should be going to the end of the race now. So Physico go on the medium tyres and go to the end then, we believe. So now we've got Steve Penny in third, and Matt is now starting to reel in Penny. He's now 1.6 behind. Kumquat is in fifth position, as dog. Steve Jonathan is dropping back from Steve. Well, he's up to 8/10 now, but he's still in DRS range at the moment. So overshooting the first part of the center rest there, and now he's going through turn 3 then, and they're coming down the back straight and coming to the next turn 4, which is Esquina de Largo, actually. That's I remembered it, which is basically Lake Descent. Matt is now within a second. He's been flying out there. Penny is in third position at the moment and is doing an awesome job. Blas is now half a second back from not that bad as well. So whoa, and we got a yellow flag set too because Snap is out of the race. Snap is out of this race. That is a shame for Snap, but Matt is now up into third position. What's happened to Penny? Penny's lost a lot of momentum now, hasn't he? He's really struggling. He's got a 3-second penalty, Penny has. Like the helmet though, good stuff. And now coming up the hill then, so Penny then, of course, we've been the championship, whoa, and Penny's in the pits, so, whoa, Penny getting in the pits, he's out of the race, oh no, and Penny is out at the Brazilian Grand Prix. What a race he was having so far, and he is in the wall. Oh dear. And I think I'm not sure if there's a bump, isn't there, which really threw the car off there, and well, you got a feel for Penny and the Sauber team here, haven't you? Because that is such a shame, really. As well, Penny will be starting in we'll be starting in the midfield basically, and we'll double end. So that is a shame, isn't it? Whoa! And now Blas is now all over the back of not that bad. So he's reeled in not that bad again. Where's Kumquat at the moment? Well, he's on the he's about 25 seconds back from these guys, and not that bad is now shot in the pits. So he's going to have to get 20 laps out of the medium tyres. Is he going to go on the medium tyres? As we've seen that car in the background, that is the Williams. So we've now got 9 runners left out of the 17 that started. As Blas now leads the Grand Prix. Now not that bad in the pits. He is going on the medium tyres, and so he's going to try and get to the end. Matt is now going to come for his right. Is Matt too far back? As the question, I think he might be slightly too far. I think the Kumquat should get out behind him. So Matt is, unfortunately, then Matt is slightly out off the out there. So really, these guys have lit up the track. Absolutely outstanding today, isn't it? From not that bad. good stuff. And Prize is now having a full Steve fifth. Asdog is in the pits, so he's had a stint on the super soft tyres. He's done 12 laps on those tyres. Good stuff there from Asdog. Now we're back on board then with Jonathan. He is now within the IRC zone, and the question is that been a mistake? That's a blast. We're not following, not that bad in the pits. We'll find out in a second then. So as you can see, we've got Asdog coming out of the pits now. Physico is in ninth position. Blazen is coming up the hill then. You see lovely sunshine. Absolutely, completely different, isn't it, to qualifying was not that long ago. Now he's flying the pits there. He's got to get down to that 80 kilometre an hour or 50 miles an hour. He's in the pit because he's an old school pit lane here, isn't it? But it's not the narrowest pit. It's not the narrowest pit lanes in the F1, is it? You might have to go. Well, it used to be Monaco, but Monaco's pit lane is a lot better now. Anyway, you can see on the medium tyres, beautiful stop there for the Toro Rosso guys. And he's coming out the pits now, where it's not that bad. Not that bad. He's powering across the start finish line, and you can see a yellow flash on the. There he is. You see him on the outside there. There's a blast there coming through. Where it's not that bad. Not that bad is there he is. Not that bad's got to go on the outside. And Blas has done a good job there, hasn't he? Really. So very light. So because I thought the undercut would be quite powerful here, but it's only 5/10 of a second between himself and not that bad. And that was pretty good. Now we've rejoined the battle between Steve and Jonathan, who are 5th and 6th at the moment. And we're half distance now with the Brazilian Grand Prix. And remember, this is only the first of 2 races tonight. We have got the finale of IRC tonight, so I think a lot of guys, Vanquish was saying in the interview last night that he installed the game as soon as he finished last night. So yeah, and it sounded very ominous, isn't it, for the Elite guys next season? But remember, of course, that the Elite will be in the 2nd season next year. Is looking very good indeed, as some of the driver lists in there is looking very strong indeed, isn't it? So Vanquish will definitely have his work cut out. He had his work cut out this season as well. I think some because I think the game sometimes didn't suit Slim's driving there, and it's also been a great showing as well. And but I think next season there will be it's going to be a lot more closer in the Elite League, and I think it's going to. And to be honest, this championship has been quite close as well. As I think in the last couple of races, though. In the last couple of races, Kumquat has just really had to up the game, hasn't he? Really. Has really started to attack, hasn't he? And which, to be honest, just shows he's very formidable. He's going to be formidable in the Elite League next season as well. So join us on IRC as we're going to be really kicking off the Elite and Super in just a couple of weeks' time for the new season, the 2nd season for Elite, and it'll be the 6th season for the Super. So yeah, that's going to be absolutely mega. Really looking forward to it as well. Snap has left the session. As I said, I hope he comes back for this 2nd race tonight, which is coming up straight after this race. So yeah, as I said, no rest for the weary here at the moment. So Blaz is now a 2nd back then from Not That Bad. Remember, Not That Bad has got his tyres warmed up, but he has an extra lap of wear on those tyres. So all these guys will be going to the end. Now Matt might have to make another stop towards the end. He might be going for a 2-stopper here. So he will probably go into the super soft again. Kumquat has done 13 laps on these medium tyres, so he probably will need to pit again, as is Stio as well, who's done 17 laps as well. And Jonathan is also going to need to stop again, and Jonathan's done quite a lot of laps on these soft tyres, isn't he? I think he might be needing to think about pitting in a minute. Is he trying to get on the super soft tyres? I think it's going to be a big old attempt there from Jonathan. I don't think he's going to be able to do. I don't think he's going to be able to make that work. And Dan Murphy has just confirmed he'll be back for Abu Dhabi. So that is great. That's great to see. So Dan, of course, coming to finish off the season, which is definitely good, rightfully so as well. So good stuff to see Dan back in the Mercedes. So he'll be back in this seat that we're on board with now, which is being held at the moment by Jonathan, who is in 6th position at the moment. But as I say, he's on 18 laps on these soft tyres. Blaz is now starting to turn up the wick again. Kumquat is 2 seconds behind Matt at the moment, so that's a battle for 3rd. Kumquat needs to stop again, I think. Well, does he? Well, he doesn't need to, does he? But I think he's going to have to, surely. And of course, Matt definitely has to as well. And all the guys running probably does. Asdog should be able to go to the end from there. And I don't think, well, Double is technically not in this race at the moment. But he's just cruising around. I wonder where Double's gone, actually, because I didn't see him leave the session. Matt's got a 3-second penalty there. So Blaz is really starting to really home in, hasn't he? And Sven's left the session as well. So hopefully they've just gone for a comfort break and they'll be back for the next race. And you can see then as Penny's also left the session as well. So well, that did look ominous though. I was getting a bit concerned about it, but ironically, there's all the guys that were leaving that's already retired. So yeah, we wasn't too scared, worried though. We've had a lot of disconnects in the past, haven't we? But yeah, hopefully that'll be the thing in the past in a couple of weeks' time. Anyway, then coming back onto the board with Jonathan, Jonathan's also put a bit of a spur on as well as a blast, so he is now right behind CEO. And you can see a lovely shot here from the just from the rear suspension there, as good stuff, good camera work there from the producer. And now coming down then Magulio. I'm really struggling with that tonight. Now coming up the hill then, Jonathan's doing a really good job of nursing these tyres, isn't he? 19 laps, we've got a 3-second penalty for not that bad. That might cost him. I don't think Blas has got a penalty from what I know. And Jonathan is still out there, he's still staying out there at the moment, and he's still on the back of Steel here, so it's good stuff from Jonathan. Just going to, we're just now re-looking at the battle for the lead then. It's very similar to last night in Abu Dhabi, wasn't it? Of course, the battle for the lead was absolutely nose to tail, and once again it's the same here tonight, but this time in Brazil. As now we've got a lapped car up front now. I think that's double, so that ain't going to cause too much of an issue because the car should be ghosted. So that shouldn't cause these guys too much of an issue then. But now Blas is really starting to put the pressure on. Not that bad, isn't he? And I think Not That Bad's doing an absolutely superb race there, hasn't he? He's really gone toe-to-toe with Blas and with Kunkwat before Kunkwat had to come in the pits because we had an issue with his wing. And so you can see they're all now starting to gain a now starting to bunch up again. As you can see, that Renault's got really good top line speed, doesn't it? Not that bad. It's not the first time we said that about the Renault car either. So yeah, really motoring down the straights, isn't it? Not that bad. It's gone, sorry, oh, and Not That Bad's gone a bit white. No, he hasn't. I think Blas has just took a bit of a line there. Oh, and Not That Bad. Think about defending now. As then they come down into the late descent once more. As Jonathan's in the pits, as is Steve then. So both of them in the pits. So it's going to be interesting to see what tires they put on. And we'll keep an eye out for that. We'll also keep an eye out as Knowlesy is now dropping back to 2 seconds behind himself and Matt. As Dog has gone up into 5th position and he doesn't have to stop again. Super soft tires for both Steve and Jonathan. So are they going to get to the end on that? Well, to be honest, they might do. I would have, well, to be honest, I'm very conservative. Oh, and Blas was conservative there. He was coming out the horseshoe there. He was very wide indeed. So that is not, yeah, that's lost him a bit of momentum now, but again, powering up the hill then. Of course, the only Honda Power car this season at the moment, but remember, next season we'll have a Red Bull as well. As and now then coming on to complete lap 23 then, the lap 23 race order then. We have Not That Bad leading by 6 tenths of a second, both on the medium tyres. So we've got Matt in 2nd position, he was 7 seconds back. He's on the soft tyre, he might have to stop again. 4th position is a Kunkwat. He's just 2 seconds back. And lovely shot of the DRS here on the tour also. As Dog is now in 5th position. He shouldn't need to stop again. He is on 6th lap medium tyres. Steel and Jonathan are going to be absolutely flying out there on the super soft tyres, 6th and 7th. Pizzicone, and that is the Renault mode double. Whoa, and Blas are faking a look there. As he might have got himself out of position though, so it would have been worth maybe staying behind possibly. Yeah, the improvement from Blas this year, as we said before, has been absolutely outstanding, hasn't it? Of course, around the midfield pack, he's just been absolutely quick this year, hasn't he? Sometimes he's getting into a bit of mischief as well, but this season he has just really upped his game, hasn't he? So well done to Blas, and his reward will be going into the league next season. And yeah, I think that really the debutant of Kunkwat coming in. If Knowlesy didn't come in the game, then of course, and Blas got a 3-second penalty as well, so it's equalled out then. So Blas is on advantage. That's not happening anymore. And Not That Bad there. Almost running that too wide there. And that's really given Blas the advantage now, coming down into the late descent. And oh my gosh, on the grass. It's outside rules on the grass. And blimey, Not That Bad was really giving a stern defence. Look at all the debris there on turn 6. And you can see the Sauer in the background there. That's his double, who is still not rejoined at the moment, which is unfortunate. Well, hopefully we get one minute. Steo just goes through, does a 109.6. You can see our times in qualifying was nowhere near that. We was almost 10 seconds slower because of the awful conditions we had in qualifying. I highly doubt we'll have any rain in Abu Dhabi and coming up soon, but then again, we did have a bit of sprinkler rain, didn't we, at the end of 2018? There, of course, I think I mentioned that last night as well. But I was just amazed to see it. I was just amazed to see rain in Abu Dhabi. So I'll always remember that. And now you can see then Blazen is in the DRS zone still, but he is now half a second back. And as we cross the line to complete lap 25, this has been a long race battle, and this has been absolutely outstanding stuff, hasn't it, from both these guys? Then really putting the pressure on, is it? And Kumquat has gone onto the super soft tires. Matt has responded, and Matt's in the pits as well. He's gone on the super soft tires as well. We're going to see some electric times here now. Is it going to force Blas and not that bad into another stop here just to cover him? Well, Blas might not have much to lose here, but oh, this is going to be very close, isn't it? And Matt coming out of the pits now. Nosey is just coming down there as well, so I think Matt should. There's Nosey on the outside. Nosey's on the outside. Run board Nosey. There's Matt coming on the inside as well, coming out the pits. He cannot cross that white line, and he's going for it. And Nosey up into fourth position. He's done it. So Nosey is up in the third. Then you see that Matt couldn't cross the line there because of safety, and he would have got a 5-second stop and go penalty, I believe. And you can see he's having a look there. So wow, very close then between these guys here. Is this going to force the hand of Blas? And the CEO has got a 3-second penalty there, but he is really catching on Ansdog hand over fist at the moment. So we're going to have a sprint to the finish now. Excellent stuff here. Now Nosey is the as the front. If I was Blas, I would definitely think about pitting, really, because he's got a 26-second lead over Nosey. But he's got to react now, because if he doesn't, then it's not going to happen. Well, I did have 10 laps to make a decision. Would have been able to eat into not that bad lead with 10 laps to go, which would have probably been about 20 odd seconds. He needed to be very quick, didn't he? So perhaps it wasn't worth the gamble. As yeah, Nosey coming to pits first, and really just undercut Matt, didn't he? And that was very good stuff from Nosey. So he's back on the podium now, and these guys are going to be a lot quicker than the front runners. And Ansdog and Steve are now battling for 5th and 6th at the moment. And Jonathan has dropped quite a way off the pace of Steve in 6th position at the moment. So he's got a 3-second penalty as well, just to add to the problems there. And you can see then, look at that. Look, that is a great visual. That's a great visual of what the super soft tires and how quick they are compared to the medium tires. Especially the medium tires have done 10 laps around here. As now coming into the middle sector there. Just keeping on the gaps there at the moment. Look at that, Steed gaining, isn't he? He's just got so much more grip, so much more purchase in the tyres. Oh, and he's hit him into the horseshoe. That is going to really affect him. That's a lot of end plate damage as well. And now coming into the dive end, so Steed has damaged his front wing. That's going to cost him, I think. That might he might be able to get by Asdog, but that's going to cost him a lot of time then. I think he should have waited till this place up here. Of course, he would have lost time overall in race time. As Asdog then is in the middle of the track there. He's staying in the middle there, and the Steed that goes on the inside, coming down to the centre S. Beautifully done there from Steve. Oh, and Asdog coming back at him. Oh, we got big more contact there. And wow, and great stuff there. Asdog really putting up a fight there. And Steve there is dropped down, but Ken Asdog then come back. He's gaining. Remember, he's on the medium tyres, isn't he? So I'm not sure how much damage is on that half there. This camera angle doesn't really help us there much. And so Asdog's dropped down to 6 now. Jonathan is the next man to Asdog to think about. Not a bad lead, still 6 tenths of a second there. Just they're basically attached by a piece of string at the moment, isn't they? Matt is also still within the DRS zone. They're down to 24 seconds ends between themselves and Blad. And you can see then the lovely sun that we was commenting about earlier is just gone. And now coming up the hill, then there's Matt is still just about within the DRS at the moment. And you see then it's going very overcast. We're going to have a sprinkler of rain before the end of this race. Well, anything can happen, can it? Here is so Matt is really doing a very good job today, isn't he? He's loving life, isn't he? Of course, as this is the final time that a lot of these guys are going to be playing this game before uninstalling it. A lot of people will be happy to. To be honest, I must admit this game will have a fond memories for me, because this is the first game where I've actually been involved in league racing. So yeah, I think as much as the pit lane glitches, the exploding barriers, and the floating wheels, it's I think I'll definitely have fond memories of this race. And the Stio is not pulling away from Asdog at the moment, is he? So and you can see then, I thought Asdog was going into the wall there. Of course, Hunter went into the wall there earlier on in this race. He was on board, wasn't he? That was an awful impact. That was going to be a lot of G, wasn't it? So yeah, it's a very unusual place there to crash. It's down to 23 seconds now. His Price also broke the DRS string as well. Now coming into the horseshoe, this is where these two clashed originally. And Jonathan is now 6 seconds back there. Lovely shots here. Not that bad is now 3 tenths in front of these two. The gap is down to 23.2 seconds. So I think that really answers our questions. It's basically Blaz was very clever not to go in the pits then. Well, it probably wasn't even clever. It's probably common sense. So yeah. So as you can see then, because Kumquat is basically 23.2 seconds back, and yeah, he hasn't eaten into the lead as much as he needs to cause a problem there. But I think the front wing damage really hampered Kumquat towards then. So as it stands then in Abu Dhabi, then it is going to be, and he's got 3 second penalty as well, and that might cost him towards in this race. So as it stands then on the back row of the grid in Abu Dhabi, it would be not that bad. Blaz, then it'd be Kumquat, Matt, Stevio, Asdog, Jonathan, Physical, and double. Unfortunately, won't get any points there. So I think Steve will get points as well. So we get the midfield. Now going into the second DRS zone. There's 2 DRS zones here in Brazil. There's one is down the stone. Blaz, that's an absolutely stupendous move there from Blaz. But no, Not That Bad's coming back at him, going into turn 6. Oh, Not That Bad is out. Oh my gosh, and he is out of the Brazilian Grand Prix. Oh no. And Not That Bad is Joe, an absolutely splendid race, and that is that, unfortunately. So that I think that he is going to be absolutely gutted, and we got a Williams there just trying to get out of the way there. So we've got a yellow flag in sector 2. Not That Bad has left the session. Oh my gosh, we might need to have a quick look at that and see just have a look at that back. That happened so quickly, didn't it? Oh dear. So, but Not That Bad has had an absolutely splendid race today, hasn't he? Yellow flag in sector 3. Yellow flag in sector 3. What's going on up there? I can't see anything that's happening in sector 3. There's no one in sector 3. So Blaz now has got a 22.2 second lead then in the Toro Rosso. He is not far from him now. 3 seconds. There's a penalty there for double, even though he ain't even driving. So I thought double was back in then. So now Price is second in the Force India. Third is Matt. Fourth is Stevio. Fifth is Asdol. He's doing a great job, Asdol. He's on the medium tires, isn't he? He's not letting Steve get away. Jonathan is in 6th position. He's now 4 seconds back there. I'm going to ride a more Jonathan then going into the centre SSM for the 32nd time. And you can see that just down there, you can see a Haas car, a grey and blackish Haas car then of Asdog is there now starting to gain. You can see most of the field is now on the super soft tires apart from Asdog, who's I think is doing a good job on the medium tires. And now the super soft tires might be starting to wear off, as you see Jonathan there having to correct halfway through turn 6. That's not a place where you really want to be correcting when you're at full speed. And you see there's an orange McLaren there as well. So I wonder if Jonathan can see fourth. Is he thinking about maybe getting that fourth position? And now to the horseshoe and accelerating out, and then coming down to Magulio. He's down to 2.6 seconds now then. So going back to the crash then with Blaz, and Not That Bad then. You can see it was an absolutely splendid move. It was a cracking move from Blaz, wasn't it? He did a brilliant dummy, didn't he, on the outside, and there was a gap on the inside. So I don't think that was anything. I don't think so. And then of course I don't think there was any foul play there. I thought it was a great bit of racecraft from Blaz. And then Not That Bad. And Not That Bad tried to come back out and did the switchback, didn't he? Going into turn 6, and going into turn 6, and then he hit the barrier there, didn't he? So yeah, I didn't really see it from Not That Bad's point of view, but yeah, I do feel bad for not that bad really. It's he's had a great race, hasn't he? He's really fought with Blas all the way through up until the latter stages of this race, and it's been a great race, hasn't it? It's been awesome battling up and down the field. And so let's give a shout out then to a couple of these drivers today who've been really good. Of course, not that bad has been absolutely outstanding today. I think Matt's been he's been good as well, hasn't he? He's kept in sight of Concrat, who's actually been promoted to the league, been promoted to the elite league next season. Of course, Asdog's doing a good job on the medium tyres, isn't he? But now he's losing time to Jonathan. Jonathan is now starting a good comeback drive as well. And of course, Penny was up in 4th position, wasn't he, originally in this race? Before I think he hit a bump, didn't he, and he crashed on the pit straight just there. Snap, of course, was up as high as 5th, wasn't he? He really drove superbly well to get through the carnage, and of course Burgess had a great qualifying lap and got up to 3rd in the latter stages of qualifying. Unfortunately, he was our first DNF in this Brazilian Grand Prix, and coming down the back straight now then, and coming down the back straight now, we're on lap 34 out of 36. Then you can see it's getting very overcast now, but the sprinkler rain shouldn't affect anyone at this stage of the race now. Jonathan's now he is in DRS range now from Asdog. He is really going to cause concern for both Studio and Asdog, depending on how quick he can get by Asdog. Of course, Asdog won his first race back in China, as we mentioned before, and I think that since then, I think that hopefully Asdog can build on that next season, similar to how Rosberg won his first race in China, and maybe Asdog could go in and be and come back stronger in the next game and be a championship contender. Because surely the win, getting your first win, probably releases you, don't it, and make you more confident. He's just had a bit of bad luck, hasn't he, Asdog? But hopefully we'll get better and better. Coming on lap 35, he's going up the inside. He's going to go on the outside. Jonathan is. He is on the outside in the centre ass, and he swooped through, and he's up to 5th position. Then good stuff for Jonathan. But Asdog going to come back and going into late descent here. Now he's in DRS range now. He's hanging it on. Jonathan has really lit up the track, hasn't he? He's really done a good job today, Jonathan has. Once again, nice stuff. Then 17 seconds of the gap is now between Kuhnpacht and Blas. So let's go back to the leader then. So Blas then, well, could we go back to the leader? Because I'm trying to. I don't really want to take my eyes off this at the moment. And now then they got someone on the final lap now. Oh, and Jonathan's got into the back of Steve and damaged his front wing. And just like compliment someone, this is why I shouldn't be doing that. And Jonathan's going to back something now. Asdog having a look on the inside there. Jonathan's going to have a lot of understeer there, but Asdog is really on the back end of Jonathan now. This is getting very perilous. Very perilous. He's pushing out the hill. That's a great camera shot, and we've got beautiful camera. That is cracking stuff. And now Asdog is now back on the inside then. Jonathan is really might have cost himself 4th position here. He's gone on the grass, and Asdog is back through. And look at that, lovely camera shots here, isn't it? Awesome stuff. And Asdog is now back up to 6th position then. And here comes Blazen on the 36th and last lap. Climbs the hill for the final time. And Blazen, who's been taken to the limit, hasn't he, today, but not that bad. But he comes through, and Blas wins the Brazilian Grand Prix. Brilliant stuff from Blas. Amazing. Good stuff from Blas. He fought all the way with not that bad. Unfortunately, ended in a collision. And to be honest, was it a racing incident? I'm not really good at doing steward calls and stuff like that, but I thought it was good racing. Kuhnpacht comes through and finishes 2nd there. As he has a smashing into his Brazilian Grand Prix. Matt in 3rd position. A great drive from Matt. Great drive indeed. He kept Kuhnpacht honest, didn't he? 4th position is Steve in the end. A good drive from Steve, wasn't it? He was looking bleak at the beginning of this race, but and of course in 5 minutes we've got the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. But before we even think about any of that, let's just finish this. There's Kuhnpacht there as car wreckage. Asdog in 6th position in the end, and Asdog 5th, and Jonathan finished 6th. So those are the runners that finished this Brazilian Grand Prix. Wow. And you can see there at the end. So good driving from all those guys up there. It's a shame to see a lot bad up there as well, because he drove absolutely superb. But all those guys don't deserve to be up there today. As So well done to Blaz, and of course Blaz and Nolsey and Kumquat is getting promoted to the Elite League next season, isn't they? And they stand on top of the podium for the second to last time, then maybe even the last time, depending on how Abu Dhabi goes in just a few minutes in Super League. Let's just go through then. You can see then all our finishers did get penalties as well, but Blaz won the race. Second was Kumquat. Third position was Bilton. Fourth position was Stio, Asdog fifth, Jonathan sixth. Seventh was Double, but I'm not sure if he was in his car. And eighth was Physico. Retirements then was not that bad. Penny, Snap, Broke Gorilla, Roscoe, Dave Shaw, Sven, Hunter, and Harry. We'll be back in a few minutes where we're going to see the final race of the season 5 of 2018.